This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, with so many people out there now putting channels up and yeah, I mean, every time you turn around, there's somebody new that is now a board game reviewer, supposedly. I think a lot of the guys that are really quiet about things, you know, we have a lot of people out there that do it all wrong. You know, there's always some kind of controversial cover or weird faces, you know, holding up a box of something and going, that's a cover. And what are you going to do? You're going to click on it. Supposedly that is a YouTube rhythm. But there have been people that have made a lot of videos and have channels that not a lot of people talk about. You know, they've been around, you know, I kind of kept it to a certain point where anybody from 5 to 10 plus years have been around, and I don't think they get the credit that they deserve, because their numbers don't reflect what they should be, and yet they keep on making content because they love what they do so much, where you get some people that get so frustrated, you know, because you know, within 2 months they don't have you know, a couple thousand people following them, that you know they start spewing or trying to do controversial subjects. These people here just grind and consistently put out great stuff, and it's not controversial. There's a love for the game, there's a passion for it, and they really are the unsung heroes of board game reviews. And a couple of these people you might find shocking to find on this list, but it's my shock that they are not 5 times what they should be, when there's people out there that have 5 times their numbers and yet stir trouble and are controversial, everything shock value, or you know, just don't do things right. And I think when you have quality like this, I like to bring this kind of stuff forward. Good people doing good work out there that you may not be subscribed to, or maybe you are, okay, but they just keep plugging along. And you know, every one of these people should be have 10 times more people than I have. Because I just think they do it that much better. So I made a little list, and not in any particular order. You know, I love wargaming, and wargaming is one of my favorite things. And one of my favorite channels is a guy that just doesn't do unboxings. It seems, you know, the easy way out of doing a wargame channel is doing an unboxing and going, oh yeah, well, here's all the components in here, and you know, and then saying, you know, whether they like the game or not, because it's really hard to make good war game videos, to put that much time into one game, and it's tough, and it shows, because traditionally war game channels don't get a ton of people. Now, one of the things I'm going to say right off the bat before I talk about this particular channel is that I'm going to give a warning right now. If this is my list, okay, of these channels, and if you are going to, you know, well, you should watch this one and you should watch that one, I don't give 2 shits, okay? I'm just going to delete your comments. If you want to talk about these people that I talk about, that's great. But you mention anybody else, I'm just going to delete it, because I don't want to take away from these people. I want the conversation to be about these people. And to start this off is JK Wargaming. I think this guy is just special. Some of the things that he's done, his Flames of War and bolt action stuff is tremendous. he's just done a fantastic job and should be acknowledged. He's been doing this for about 6 years and only has about 3,000 people following him, which I can't understand when I really consider that he's one of the best out there, and we don't give him the credit that he deserves. A lot of people like to go out and they kiss up to certain people. I never got this from this guy. This guy just takes and puts his passion and his heart into war games and does a fantastic job. JK Wargamings, make sure you check them out. Another person and these two go together because they are the very best, very, very, very best dungeon crawl channels out there. I'm a massive dungeon crawl guy, and I can't do anything to their thing. And I've talked about them numerous times, but I want to mention very quickly, they've got great numbers, but I think they should do a lot better. And of course, that is Geek Gamer. Of course, Deborah, I think, is just tremendous. And of course, Daniel over at the Dungeon Dive, I think he does a great job. These two should be way, way higher. They should be in the 40s and 50,000s easy, and they've done it for a while. They really work hard, and really, really should be there. This one may come to a shock to you, because they do have good numbers, and that's Paul over at Gaming Rules. People don't realize how much he has done for board gaming. Okay, listen, Rodney's the man. There's no way that you can take that away from what Rodney has built doing his channel on rules. But Paul has done and fixed a lot of people's rule books. He puts a lot of time into it. He's very clear, concise, and his body of work speaks for itself. And at 47,000 people, and you have Rodney over at with 327,000. Okay, Paul should be somewhere in the middle, 150, 160. He does it so much better. It never is controversial. Like certain people, I heard one guy go, say something very controversial and say to another board gamer, basically say, well, I'm big enough that no matter what happens, nothing can hurt me. That's a true statement. Paul doesn't do that. He's not a controversial guy. He's a guy that loves games, loves to help people, puts his hand out there and, hey, you want me to help you with this rule book? I'll be more than happy. And how many rule books has he helped fix and make things more concise so you can learn it? How many games have you learned from Paul? Okay, Paul should be somewhere around 100, 150 right now. He's been around for 9 years. Okay, and these numbers should be a heck of a lot bigger, for sure. Another person that I think is just fantastic is JPlay. Check him out. He's a guy that's overseas. One of my favorite videos of his is Shiver Me Timbers. What he did with that and how he had so much fun playing that. And it was just so much fun watching him play that. I watch that occasionally. And every time I watch it, I want to pull that game off the shelf because it's right there. And his numbers should be high 30s, high 40s. Check out this channel, give him some love. He really, really deserves it. A person that is fantastic and I've spoke about here is none other than Miss Davis and herself. Liz is a tremendous talent, and Beyond Solitaire is a channel that stands on its own, does what it wants, how it wants to do it, and doesn't look at the numbers. She's been around for 5 years and has 12,000 followers, but should be so much higher. She stands out in a field of people that are very controversial. She stands out as an identity for what she believes and how she does things. Her love for historical games, how she stands up and fights for things on her podcast. This is a woman of tremendous strength and tremendous talent. And if you are not a fan of Beyond Solitaire, you really need to go over and check it out. And I'm telling you, you'll understand what I'm saying. Another person who I've been watching tons of, you know, overseas, I always say that. I always hope that I can go over to meet Ricky Royal and go to the UK Expo. But there's a guy, you know, along with J-Play, who is overseas, and this gentleman, Slicker Drips, Tom from Slicker Drips, you know, hanging around 18,000. He's been doing this for 7 years, about almost the same time I have. And when I compare his videos to my videos, let me just tell you something. This guy should be light years ahead. Go take some time, watch what he does, how he does it. You never hear him go everything is clean, it's clear. His explanations are fantastic. The way he handles himself, his live plays are enjoyable. Go and support Tom. Slicker Drips should be a lot higher. Speaking of a lot higher, and in that 7-year range, is another guy that I have to get together and do something with, the Maguire review. Hanging around 7,000 after 7 years, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I have watched tons and tons of his videos and how well he explains a game. A little itty bitty setup, you know, does things his way with passion, care, and love of the game. And I'm telling you right now, at 7,000, I don't get it. The Maguire review is really a great channel. It does so much and covers games so well and is so active and caring and thoughtful in the way he presents the material. Check this out. Another all-time favorite, like when I first started doing this, this guy was right there. As a matter of fact, he got a little bit more of a start than I did, and that's Cat Weasel. Intermittent with his videos. He's been doing this for about 8 years and is at 4,000. Another guy, another British guy that just does a fantastic job. His oh God, I'm looking right at the game. Shadows of Brimstone stuff. I had to turn because I had the Brimstone, but I couldn't get the rest of it out. His Shadows of Brimstone stuff. He does it. He's done so many videos on it, and it's so entertaining. It's so thought-provoking, and it's done so well. You really should check this out. If you are a fan of these games, if you're a fan of bigger games, and somebody that's going to do it in multi parts and do a fantastic job, Cat Weasel is your guy. Tremendous job. 8 years. It's to only be at around 4,000 subscribers. I don't get it. This is a guy that should be up there and be considered one of the really great people, and for what he does and the heart that he puts into it. Another person here who is right in the same boat, who's been around for 10 years and is a guy that I've had a chance to talk to here and there, and that's Paul Darcy. 7,000 should easily be 45,000. And a guy that doesn't get in any controversies, isn't asking for paydays, is just putting if you look at the body of work, and I don't want to even want I want to start with Paul and talk about every one of these guys. Take a look at their work and open up the thing, look at their videos, and look at all the games that they covered. Pick one out that you really want to learn and listen to them. there's no reason you shouldn't subscribe to them, because what they do, and they keep going, they may not have the subscriber counts, but they keep plugging away out of love of the game. And I'm doing this video because they are unsung. Okay, they cover, and they have helped me so many times when, sometimes there are just times I come home and I can't look at a rule book, and I just need to get an idea what that rule book's about, and before I start playing something, and I will go to one of these people, and sure enough, they've covered the game, and I watch, and I see their passion and caring, and they're not worried about subscribers. They're not worried about being controversial. They're not worried about being seen as much as they are just enjoying making content after all these years. The life of a YouTuber is anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Okay, especially in the board game world. People get frustrated and say, nobody's giving me the views to catch up to some of the people that don't deserve to be where they're at. And they just get frustrated and they walk away. And these people don't. Does it bother them, the numbers? I don't know. But I'm speaking on behalf of them. I really feel, because when you watch, you feel how much they care about board gaming, how much it means to them, all of them. I'm sure they want to be better, do better in subscriber numbers. Hell, they should be a majority of these should be light years ahead of me. Heck, take your subscription here and give it to somebody else. Yeah, I mean, that's how strong I feel about these people I just mentioned, and that's why I said at the beginning, right when I started listing this list, do me a favor. I don't want to hear about anybody else's channel. I could care less. I don't give two shits. Okay, I will just delete the comment. I will. I don't care. This is my list. These are people that I want to make shine. I want you to go there. I want you to check them. I want you to subscribe to them and see the things that I see. Maybe you don't, okay? But at least give them a look. And maybe you'll see what I'm talking about and why they deserve to be followed by you. Why they deserve your subscription. Why they deserve your attention. Because if you love games as much as they do, then you'll understand what they're doing. You'll get it. And you can't help but want to watch anything that they put out. So, again, I implore you to check all these wonderful, wonderful people out. They are some of the best in our business. And with this business just getting bigger and bigger and over imploded with channels, and listen, I don't think there's another channel out there that can take the word Meeple and use it. Because there are so many Meeple channels, Meeple this, Meeple that, Meeple this, Son of Meeple, Joe Meeple, that have used it in so many different ways and taken and ran with it that I'm sure I'll be proven wrong. Somebody will come up with something, maybe somebody will come up with a channel called Meeple Sandwich. But there are so many channels every single day coming out there thinking they can do what these people do. Good luck. Good luck hanging in there what they do, because I would like to see, 7 or 8 years from now, a majority of these channels, if they hang around that long and they don't have the success, do they still do it because they love it as much as these people do? Go make these people even more successful than they are. They are fantastic and wonderful, talented people and deserve your attention. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob.